Do not be anxious in anything or be worried, for everything works out for good to those that go. No, not that way. Do not be anxious about anything, but be grateful, for in everything God works out for the good of those who love Him. Wonderful. Welcome on today's show, Child of God. I am Y311H. It's a pleasure and a honor to be your host for today. I'm so grateful to the Lord Almighty for that gesture. And now, good vibe soul, I must put you up to speed with what you shall be helping us to do in this episode. We have videos here that are incredible, which we shall be reacting to them together with you. About the help now, my friend. Through these videos, we'll be spreading our message to the whole world. And here is where now, my friend, you kick in, because we need your help to impact the whole world with goodness, with peace, my friend. Unite all earthlings, all creations of God from all corners of the world. Make sure that we are all honest, able to forgive one another, and the greatest of all, love. Everyone loves their neighbor the way they love themselves. That way, the whole world will be full of good vibes. I'd like to know where you're watching from, my friend, and use the comment section down below. Myself, I'm straight out of Africa, and today I have a gift for you, child of God, from the book of wisdom, the guide of life. Hear what it tells us today. Now in this passage, I read the first bit because I believe it is intended for you. For the eyes of the Lord range throughout the earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to Him. Second Chronicles 16:9 part A. Interesting. Whose hearts are fully committed to Him. Wonderful. And good vibe soul. This God that the book is talking about is loving, full of goodness and mercies. And we always ask for their guidance in our show so that we can encounter their presence till the end. So let's do so together before we start. Dear Lord Father, thank you. We come before you today together with your precious child here in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Thank you for our lives. Thank you for your goodness, Father. Thank you for the videos that we have today. And thank you, dear Lord, for the blessings that you've put in store for this viewer. Dear Lord, through this video, may they see your goodness, Father. May their minds and lives be impacted by you, Father. Show them your ways, dear Lord, and help them carry all the burdens in their heart, Father. Make peace with them, Father, and do them good. Forgive them all their sins, dear Lord. And before we reach the end, may they have seen your goodness. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Let's dive in, child of God.
5 signs your spirit is warning you about someone or something. Don't pass over or try to ignore these feelings. It may cost you. Let's get into it, family. Number 1, a strong sense of unease or discomfort when interacting with this person, even when there's no apparent reason. Number 2, repeated thoughts or images of this person come into your mind that are unsettling or concerning. Number 3, you feel uneasy, uncomfortable, like you can't be yourself around this person, or a tightening in your chest when you're around them. Number 4, you uncharacteristically, I'm going to say that again, uncharacteristically, find yourself actively trying to avoid this person or avoid contact with this person, even if it seems illogical. And number 5, you've had visions or nightmares about this person.
You know what the funniest thing about so many men is nowadays? So many men are no longer scared of being single. They're now scared of being in a soul-sucking, detrimental relationship that's only going to waste their time, waste their energy, waste their effort, and waste their money. They would rather be single than be in a bad relationship. So it's not that men are complaining because they're single. Men are complaining because they've just seen everything as such a waste of time for them lately.
Any human being that said God told me to tell you is a liar.
Not only are they liars, but they are also either extremely egotistical or extremely mentally ill. Possibly both. To go up to somebody, stranger or not, and look at them in the eyes and be like, God told me specifically, He chose me to tell you this message. You think you're so fucking special that he chose you specifically, not him. He couldn't deliver the message. He chose you to either a person that you knew, or it's even more insane when it's a total fucking stranger. That's an insanely egotistical thing to do. Not to mention, this message that you say that God is telling you to say is just some shit that you just want to say. You need to do this thing. You need to say this thing. You need to follow this thing because God says it when it's really just some shit that you want. Who the fuck are you, bitch? And why the fuck are you acting like this is some shit that God would want when it's really just some shit that you want? And then of course there's the ones that are probably mentally ill. The ones that genuinely think that they're hearing voices and that they're hearing God. And I think that's a mental disorder, but I'm not a doctor. Something to do with a skits. I don't know.
A glitch in the matrix story. So just listen while I pack eggs because it's insane and it happened today. So I bought a house in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing around me. This is relevant. So I leave today to run to the grocery store real fast to get something for dinner. And I pull out of my driveway. I go to the end of the road. And when I get up to the end of the road, the car that turns the corner to come down my road passing me is my old self in my old car. It's me. What is that? So when this happens, I have this flash of a memory of me getting lost out here when I was younger. I didn't know where I was, and at the time, cell phones didn't have GPS on them. I never had GPS in a car. And I was lost out here, and I drove down this road. Like, what? And this is the middle of the day. I'm not tired. This wasn't a hallucination or like some strong memory that happened. And I was just like, it became real. No, this happened. It was a glitch that it's just so insane. I don't know what that was about. It freaked me out. I saw myself. It was me in my old car. And it was me in my old car before I hit a deer in it eventually, because then I got a car after that. So like, what was that? So does that mean it makes it true that all of our worlds are happening at the same time? Like, what does that mean? I'm so confused. I'm packing eggs. I have people coming to get eggs from me, and I'm just contemplating of what happened. It's absolutely insane. Like, I've been off for a few days. I've gotten good sleep. It has nothing to do with anything like that. This happened, and it's absolutely crazy. So I don't know if you guys had similar things happen to you, but this is absolutely crazy.
Oh man, that story sounds very out of this world, you see? But you good website, please rate that story and leave your honesty or scale from 0 to 10 of what you think about that story, you see? Or if you have ever had an encounter like that, tell us down below. Now, there's something that have really catch my attention about some good websites. They are giving their perspectives on what they think if someone might come to you telling you that God spoke to them. Now that one in my life I've encountered it. Real time. Some guys have come in my life, even a pastor, you see. They told me God has told them things to come and tell me, which I still have issues believing it, but I hope God helps me understand all of this. Now you child of God watch. Has God ever spoken to you and sent you to tell another person something? Or has another person been sent to you saying that they have been sent by God? Or how do you view the whole of this situation? Leave your thoughts down below, good web source, because they really matter in this channel. Let's continue watching and smash that like button.
Because when I walked in, it was packed. And what do you think I saw? What do you think I saw?
What did you see?
Exactly what I thought I was going to see.
What?
80 women sitting alone. No men in sight. None.
I saw so many Black women try to solve a problem in dating by starting to host events in person, trying to create third spaces to facilitate dating like offline. And you know what would happen every single time? The men were not signing up. They would be selling tickets to speed dating, and they would always end up with men's tickets on sale. Always, because they weren't buying any. Just the other day, a big account that I follow for Black creatives did like this cute Cupid thing where they were like, hey, send us a profile about yourself and we would love to post it and like play matchmaker. Sounds like a cute idea, right? Not one single man sent their profile in. And mind you, this is an account that has well over 100,000 followers. It's just time to stop. It's time to stop. They have made it very loud and clear that they do not
singles event, and here's why I think we're doomed to be single for the rest of our lives. That was a bit dramatic, but let me tell my story. So I went to singles night at Union Church's Charlotte campus. Now, I don't go to that church, but I started following Pastor Stephen since he was a guest pastor at my church earlier this month. And when I found out that he was writing a book on dating and relationships, I was interested because, listen, your girl could use some divine intervention in that area. But I'll be honest, I didn't want to go at first. I figured it's a Christian singles event. There's going to be 11 women there and like 2 men. Plus, they were advertising it as a conversation that you wouldn't expect to have at church. And I thought, I've heard enough of those modern dating and relationship podcasts. I don't need to hear any more, especially not with a biblical spin. Instead of having meaningful conversations about finding and building Christ-centered relationships,
we just left the event, right? So I think we were just saying that we think that we've actually hit rock bottom. No, it was actually. We think we've actually hit rock bottom, and I think we were either punked, catfished, or. It felt like a sick joke.
And my spirit, while I was there, my spirit told me, no mas, por favor. I am not going to no more of these. Okay, that rhymed. Period. I'm not going to anymore, and here's why. So that singles event was cool because they actually had a mix and mingle session at the end where they put us in a very cool atmosphere for people to talk and meet with each other. Although there was like 3 men there and 300 women, I loved the fact that they did that. I thought that was really cool. But my thing is, you go to one single event, you go to them all. They got the same message, and I'm going to tell y'all what they be saying so that you can know ahead of time. If you feel like you're called to go, go. If you feel like the Lord is telling you to go, go. If you've never been, go. If you want to mix and mingle with other single people, go. But let me tell you, this is going to be the singles conference starter pack. I'm going to tell you what you're going to get. Okay?
I'm gonna get hate for this, but whatever. I approached a Black man this week at like a dating event, and he was not interested in me, and that by itself is like not a great story, right? I tried to shoot my shot, he was not interested, I moved on. But immediately after I walked away from this man, he went up to a group of 5 white women and he introduced himself to all of them. And then I kind of observed out of like the corner of my eye for the rest of the evening, this man was only going up and talking to different white women. Later that night, another very attractive Black man came in, the exact same thing, only talked to the white women that were in the room. There were maybe 6 or 7 Black women throughout. And I could tell, I would look over at the Black women occasionally, they would be looking, we would all be observing the same thing. We're all thinking the same thing, right? And as someone who has reviewed a bunch of different like dating events, I have seen this play out so many times where you walk into a room, the Black women are looking for other Black men and the Black men are not looking for Black women. Unless the host of the event is like a Black person or a person of color. And as much as I say that I am going to start dating outside my race, my mind, whenever I walk into like...
Let's take a look at a prophecy.
Just 48 hours to go till we see motherships in the news, in the skies, in the socials. They did tell me 2 of the cities that they plan to reveal their motherships in first, but I'm not going to share them with you right now anyway, because they told me they do not want people flocking to or from these cities. They just want life to go on as normal as it can.
That was Emily Eaton. She has a pretty big following here on social media, and she communicates with aliens. And this past Thursday, she predicted, and she got a message from the aliens saying that we are coming. It's going to be all over the news, all over social media. You'll be able to see our ships. It is now Tuesday, and nothing. And this is a great case study for what always happens next. It's two things. And if you listen to her, she's going to do both. One, she's going to blame the people in some way. And two, there's going to be some complication to why this prophecy didn't come true.
To share, and as I always have. But let's talk about the second accusation, that the aliens were lying to me. For any of you who also communicate with aliens, you know that it's not just possible to be lied to, it's likely to happen. Aliens are tricky. Their leadership is organized into darkness and light, who are designed to contrast each other. They are organized into 12 districts, who often disagree with each other. And they have a history of battling each other, physically and otherwise. Their mind games are as advanced as their technology. So, could the aliens have been lying to me about that message? Absolutely. Which is why I validated the message many times with several of the individual aliens I work most closely.
It's a longer video, you can go back and watch it, but she does the two things that cults do, which is blame the people, and she spends a significant amount of time talking about how the people who are commenting negative messages or mocking messages, she tells them that they all have negative energy, that they must be really unhappy in their lives, they must be driven by fear to post messages like that. And then she goes on to this big alien story about all the inter-office conflicts between the aliens, which is why the prophecy was wrong. And her following just does what every religion and cult does, which is mental gymnastics and support their leader. You can see that here.
I don't understand the obsession with why she's wrong. And also insisting that other people explain it or justify it or whatever it is this weird thing is. Because why should we have to explain why she's wrong when we're not the ones who said it and we don't know why? Why don't we wait for Emily to tell us why she thinks she's wrong?
So that was one of her followers saying, why is everyone obsessed with her being wrong about this prophecy? I'm just going to wait till my leader says why she was wrong. And it's very easy to look at this and kind of roll your eyes at it and laugh at it, but all religions have this. If you are Mormon, Joseph Smith did this all the time. All the time. He has so many failed prophecies. Early Christians, including Paul, believed and prophesied that Jesus was coming in their lifetime, and they had to reinterpret that because he didn't. Jehovah's Witnesses, very famous for prophecies that fail, that get reinterpreted. So humans keep trying in organized religion, in New Age spirituality, in astrology, in any of these places, to be able to predict the future. And humans are historically bad at this, just across the board. We do it as a way to create order out of chaos, which actually calms us down, but there are better tools for this than prophecies.
Yo, my friends. All these videos that we have just seen to this point, I think the main theme, you see, or what they should all have in base is honesty. Good vibes was being honest. You see, that is among the virtues we talk about, because we believe if everyone is honest with their neighbor, everything would be full of good vibes. No need of saying someone has told you something and it's not true. You see, you could all just be good. Say, I think this might happen. Anyway, you leave your comments down below. Now, I have a question. This one is for the male audience. How many of you guys watching are single? What is the reason behind it? From what we've seen in those videos, it's like the men don't attend the singles events, or you guys are not single out there. What's going on? Please help us understand. Myself, I'm single, but I would like to hear the reason as to why you are single, my friend. You see? And if you are in a relationship, how is it? Tell us the benefits, and it would be good vibes knowing from you. See, you can learn a thing or two here and there. Let's continue watching, and good vibes, my friend.
Banks do not deposit money. You do not deposit money into the banks. When you give the money in the bank, you're loaning the bank money. That's why you have an interest return. Once you get an interest return, that money is no longer an asset, it's a liability. And then they take that liability and they create credit. They are in the business of buying and selling securities. They're not in the business of storing your money. So once you understand that they're not in the business of storing your money, then you need to store your money. So what are you going to store your money into? Monopoly? paper that they've been told brings value, we're going to find an alternative system. The intelligent person that values their time, energy, and attention, because it's a finite resource and they want to maintain that into the near future, they will find an alternative system.
Have you ever heard someone say that you are what you repeatedly do? Well, fun fact, the word identity originally derived from the Latin words essentitas, I hope I'm saying that right, which means being or essence, and identidem, which means repeatedly. So your identity is literally repeated beingness. I like that.
These are things that women should be taught in school, but they're not, so that's why I exist. Number 1, your looks do matter. Sorry! A woman's looks is equivalent to a man's net worth, so don't say that you want a rich man if you don't take care of yourself. By the way, this is such a double standard because women can be talking about men not making enough money all day, but the second a man calls a woman unattractive, it's like feminists are gonna attack you. Number 2, cooking is the bare minimum, and knowing how to cook is the bar. Like, the bar is on the ground for women. If you know how to cook, you're already ahead of so many women in Gen Z. Guys, you just read the recipe. If you know how to read, you should know how to cook. I don't really care if you have a husband or not. Like, just cooking a healthy meal for yourself is really important. Number 3, cussing is not classy. It's not cute. Cut it out, clean it up, clean up your vocabulary. You will be so much more respected by everybody. Number 4, learn how to do your hair and makeup to your liking and what looks best on you and what you feel best in. But the tomboy phase ended at 12 years old. Like, once we got into puberty, that was over. It's really important to take care of yourself, and it'll make you show up as a better person in the world. And that goes into number 5, which is just dressing more feminine. We're not wearing sweatpants everywhere anymore. We're not wearing hoodies. We're dressing like women. Dressing more feminine is not necessarily for somebody else to find you more attractive. You actually just feel better when you look classy, when you dress up a little bit, when you put your hair down and put on a dress instead of the messy button sweatpants. Some days it's fine, but some days it's just better to look classy. Number 6 is paying attention to what you're putting in your body. In my mind, every single day when I'm fueling myself, I'm thinking like, okay, one day this body is, God willing, going to carry a child, and what would I want to feed that child? Because your body now affects what your future health is going to look like. And with the staggering rates of infertility, this is so important to me. And this also includes hormonal birth control, because hormonal birth control ruined my hormones for like 2 years, and it took a lot of healing. So just try to be as natural as possible. That's why we're making homemade bread right now. Keep in mind, this video is for the women who actually want to become more feminine and want to level up in life, not for the women who just blame everything on the patriarchy.
If you have any care at all about astrology, especially if you're really into it, you must listen to this. 95% of the people alive today are not the actual zodiac sign that they think they are. That's a crazy number. The Western zodiac, which is broken into 12 different signs: Aries, Gemini, Cancer, Libra, Sagittarius, Scorpio, so on. It was created about 2,000 years ago by a Greek astronomer named Hipparchus. And he divided the sky into 12 equal parts, each one 30 degrees. So that's 360 total for a full circle. Now, to determine which of those signs you are has to do with where the sun is to each of those 12 different sections. So if the sun was in Cancer, you're a Cancer. If the sun was in Sagittarius, you're a Sagittarius. The way to know what your actual sign is has to do with where the actual stars are and the actual sun is in the sky. But here's the thing. The Western zodiac doesn't track that. It doesn't look at where the stars and the sun actually is. It does it based on the dates that it's set, which are arbitrary because of a tilt and wobble of the earth. Whatever your birthday is, the stars in the sky and the sun in the sky is not always going to be in the same position every year on that day. It's not just 1 or 2 degrees from where we are today to where it was created 2,000 years ago. It's like a 23 to 24 degree shift, which is nearly the entire section. Do you recognize how crazy that is? Our entire Western astrology is based on arbitrary dates that do not line up with where the constellations are in the sky, which is what astrology is. The implications of this are massive because so many of us create identities and stories around our horoscope, around our astrology. Well, that's just how I am. I'm a Scorpio or I'm a Sagittarius. Nope. Turns out, for most of us, that's not actually true. The Western zodiac, for most people, is actually placebo. Now, the truth is, we do have everything within all of us, but when we were born, there is an energetic imprint from which we were born into based on the constellations and the sun. It's another piece of artificial time controlling our lives. This is insane. To know what your actual sign is, you need to look up what is my sidereal sun sign. It's used in Vedic astrology. NASA uses this, but somehow they didn't get the memo out to all of us to tell us it's actually wrong. And if you are an astrology expert and you give readings to people and you check it every day, turns out you're probably wrong. Now, do you know what Cancer is and what Leo is and what Taurus is? Sure. But the people you're giving readings for, including yourself, are probably not that thing. I've been tracking the artificial time matrix in the calendar for a long time, and I never put it together that it was tied to the Western astrology also being a lie. What? Dude.
I truly believe that karma doesn't hit some men because they are being spiritually protected by their wives and girlfriends. Women bring spiritual protection to men, okay? There is a certain type of abundance and wealth that you get from being with a woman that you cannot get elsewhere. And so some of you women are doing community service because you don't even realize that you're spiritually protecting this man by being with him. Even though you know he's a piece of garbage, even though you know he's not shit, you are staying with him, and simultaneously, you don't even know you're doing this, you're spiritually protecting him from whatever bad karma is racked up his way. Now, you notice that the moment that woman usually leaves that man, that's when karma hits him. That's when his life starts falling apart. Because God was waiting for the woman to remove herself for karma to finally strike. That's why men who abuse women, who mistreat women, who don't pour into women, receive the worst type of karma. I truly believe how men build their wealth to infinite levels is how well they treat the women around them.